All right, welcome everybody. Mil-Spec Ops Monkey here. It is about 6:15 p.m. Central Standard Time here, coming from the great state of Texas. It is 1:24:21, and just wanted to pop on, give you guys a quick report on what's going on with the flights. I am seeing a lot of traffic exfilling out of DC, which is not what we want to be seeing. It means we've got a lot of troops leaving DC. Okay, so I'm going to come back to that in a minute. One of the things I want to talk about before I get started was that we're going to talk about the timelines relative to this flight and this TFR, okay? And I also wanted to just put out there, listen guys, if you're following a Patriot and they are attacking other Patriots, and I mean like focal attack, not just like in general, I would really question whether or not that person was a Patriot, okay? Regardless of what they're saying, because Patriots, if we don't stick together, we are done, okay? And so if you are out attacking other folks and not working together, then you're definitely not helping the cause or helping the effort. And so 1 Peter 5:8 says, "Be sober-minded, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour." And so that's exactly what you're seeing, all right? These people that are attacking us, that calling themselves Patriots, attacking other Patriots, are just straight up evil, okay? And so I'm just going to tell you like it is, all right? It's no different than the one showing up, claiming to be MAGA supporters on January 6th at the Capitol that weren't really representing us, but had an ulterior motive, and that is to tear us apart, okay? All right, so we have a reporter that's down in West Palm Beach that is with the, I want to say it's the Washington Examiner. Okay, they are definitely not pro-POTUS. Matter of fact, they're just the opposite. And this guy's down there reporting on POTUS playing golf, just trying to, again, kick mud after the fact. And, he had posted some things, and I just want to kind of talk about his timeline a little bit and show you how it aligns with my timeline and why I felt like POTUS had left Florida. And as we go through this, you will see. So this guy, he came into Florida on Wednesday, and he said while I was in Florida on Wednesday, he saw a C-17 that was basically loading up the final presidential motorcade vehicles. Okay, that means on that C-17, which is a transport, giant cargo transport, troop transport. All right, it basically had taken the rest of the presidential motorcade and taking them up to DC, okay? Now, we have a flight that matches on that, and I'd shown you that. This was the first one at 712 Tango. It was a Reach 712 Tango. And that plane left at 4:13 p.m. on Wednesday, and then it went to DC, dropped off the cargo, and then went to Charleston, South Carolina at 8:23 p.m. Wednesday night, okay? All right, so that particular flight, we confirmed that, right? That's good. That kind of meets with everything else we're talking about, all right? And so now we see that Trump was actually playing golf on Thursday, okay? So that flight left Wednesday, took all of his vehicles back to DC, and then they got him on the golf course on Thursday, all right? And so there's an account of him. There's a video by the hill showing that Trump's out swinging the sticks, okay? Then we have this that talks about on Thursday morning, he arrived to play golf, and then he returned the following day, which puts us on Friday, to have lunch at his regular table at the grill room, okay? So on that, we also have a timestamp, all right? Now this is back to the Washington Examiner's information. Now, he accounts of a motorcade of about a dozen SUVs, including Suburbans with blacked out windows, pulling into the International Golf Club in West Palm Beach. Now, one thing I will show you is his timestamp. Now, remember, this guy's down there, so he should, when he stamps his post, his phone, I would imagine on an iPhone, would post the current time frame that his post is, okay? And so he posts on a Twitter, 9:41 a.m. But notice the difference. In his words above, he's talking about 10:36 a.m., which is, almost an hour time difference. So that causes me a little bit of pause, because technically he should have been posting 10:36, should have been posting 9:36, right? And so maybe he just made a mistake, it was a typo, but you know, those are kind of things you got to watch for, because you never know what he's doing there. And but I will tell you that this same guy is talking about on the same post. This is actually in the article he wrote up on the Washington Examiner. He says that Trump was not visible, okay? That he's leaning on sources familiar with his movements, and that Trump's team was not available for comment. All right, and so he tells you right there, because of the blacked out windows, he doesn't know if Trump's there or not. He's just assuming that's Trump because the motorcade shows up. It could have been, you know, the Trump family or anybody part of the family that are out playing golf that day. Okay, so something to just, it's a data point, something to keep in mind. All right, so now we see that we have a witness account of vehicles put on a C-17 taken out of Mar-a-Lago, Palm Beach International up to DC. We matched it with a flight. Okay, then we have accounts of Trump playing golf on Thursday. Okay, now where I was saying that I felt like Trump may not be in Florida anymore was Thursday evening. Okay, and that's this flight right here. Right, so this has reached 713. Remember the last one, 712. 713 Tango. Okay, and this one rolled out Thursday, 21 January at 7:21 p.m. in the evening, and then it ended up in Charleston at 11:26. So it's dark by then. Remember, we were under daylight savings, and so Florida at about 5:30, 6 o'clock is dark. So this plane left in the night. All right, now immediately after following that plane, we actually had a lift of the TFR. Okay. Now, the reason that flagged for me is because anytime POTUS is usually down there, you see this, there's a yellow security TFR over at Tampa. That's at MacDill Air Force Base, okay? Now, yellow is what we typically see down here, just like the yellow one above. The ones that are long-term red are typically more permanent in nature. They're just longer, and the yellow ones seem to be a temporary TFR, all right? So they're like 3 or 4 days, and then they go away. Okay, the red ones are usually there for months, right? And we saw, in fact, we have a red one over Orlando Disney, been there for years. Okay, you've got a red one over the White House, been there since 2011. Okay, you got a red one over President Bush, been there since 2009. Okay, and so the one that went into place down here the other day over West Palm Beach was a red one. Okay, it should not have gone away. The only reason that would go away is if the person down there that is protecting went away, in my opinion. And so that's why I'm thinking that POTUS has actually departed. Now, I may be wrong. He could show up. Doesn't mean he didn't leave for a while and come back. But I expect when he's down there, that TFR should be in play, because that guy's got a lot of threats against him, and not having proper security coverage, that is a little bit of a concern. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that. Now I do want to show you the temporary flight restrictions. Okay, actually let me go to this. Let me go here, and I'm just going to pull up this one. All right, now this is current. All right, and as you see, there are no TFRs over West Palm Beach. Okay, now we do have this one, which is at Macon, and it's a security TFR, and I don't know why that is in play. I'll have to do some research to figure that one out. But I will tell you, you can still see this is the red one up over Washington, D.C. Okay, and if you get out over Dallas, Trump had one just like this, and that is George W. Bush over North Dallas. Okay, and that's permanent. That thing's been there since 2009. So the fact that we don't see a red one here is a bit concerning. All right, and so I'm kind of wondering, that's why I think that he is exfilled, okay, on that second flight, that he may not be there. Now, he could show up tomorrow playing golf, and we're wrong. All right, now I will tell you, as I start to watch all of these troops leaving, now these are 135s. These are tankers, air refueling birds, but they were probably based out of DC, and they're just returning to base. Okay, but as I watch these all leaving DC like this, let's see where this one's coming from. Same. Got these in here, same thing out of DC. I've been watching this all weekend, last 24 hours, probably mid-Saturday afternoon, late Saturday. They started just running out of here, going to Minnesota and back to the bases. Now, it is quite possible that what we're seeing are National Guardsmen being pulled back to their states, okay? There is a request to the Pentagon for 26,000 more troops, and I imagine those are U.S. military to go to fill into D.C., and that could be replenished, but we will see what happens. But as I was saying, when you start seeing all these guys leave and they start tearing down all the security up here, that is not a good sign that we're going to have a military op that is restoring our dignity in our country, okay? Now, I don't want to say that to deflate anybody. I just want you to be prepared, because if this doesn't go the direction we think it is, I mean, I know I've seen what Flynn posts, seeing POTUS exfil and not being in Florida, being in a remote location is promising to me. But if he shows up swinging sticks on Monday, and that plane went back randomly for some other reason, and there is no TFR back over this area, then I'm going to be a little more concerned than usual, okay? And so I just want to brace everybody for that, because I don't know what the outcome is going to be. Just keep the faith, keep praying, and God will prevail, and this is all part of His will and His plan. And so just remember that, and nothing you and I can do to change it, okay? All we can do is pray and do His work, and everything else will fall into play, okay? All right, well, that's pretty much it. If anything changes, or I continue to see this stuff going out and I see DC dwindling down, I am watching for the replen flights as well. But like I said, I'm not seeing that just yet, okay? But we'll continue to watch, and I'm also still watching the prison locations to see if anything changes out of that, all right? So that is pretty much it. You guys, listen, have a safe night, and we will continue to monitor and hopefully see some promising things come out this week, all right? That's all I got. God bless. Monkey out.